Oh, Montreal, you don't have to start just yet. Okay, so we have been working on our decodable books, and what we're doing is reading the same book again and again so that you can read it a little bit more quickly and easily than before. Now, we've been focusing on our phonics pattern. Which pattern is this? What sound does that make?
A.
A. How is that A spelled?
A-Y.
A-Y. How about in this word? What sound is that?
A.
Still A, but is it spelled the same?
No.
How is this one spelled?
A-I.
A-I. Great. And so this book you've been working on a lot, and you were doing okay with reading it first, right? And then every time you read it, you've been reading it a little quicker, right? All right, I want you to just read this first page out loud to me.
There and when they on Craig, they in Maine, one day go and way back to play by the bay, which says the sky is great when it is raining.
All right, right there, I can already see 3 of the words that you had trouble with earlier. Before, remember, you were saying bye, and you've got that AY down now. Also before, with says, that was the one that we talked about doesn't really follow the rule, and you're remembering to say says now instead of, what were you saying before?
Say.
Says. And so we want to say says, so you've got that correct as well. All right. And then, what other word did I see? Oh, raining. Get this ing on the end, so raining. So that's good. So I didn't really hear any mistakes on this page. And this one, babe, you were even still saying that one wrong earlier. So you can see that the more you read it, the better you get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So right now what we're going to do is a word sort game. And I know we've done word sorts lots together. We've done them on the board in our group. You've done them at your seat. But I have this one here for us. And we're going to look at words with the same sound as your grade A in Maine book. But we're going to look at just the words now, not in sentences. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some words out in front of you, a few. And I want you to look at the word and sound out the word, or decode the word, okay? When you're done, we're going to highlight the pattern in the word, okay?
Blue,
Blue, A. I like how you broke it apart first. It shows that you're using those sounding out skills. Blay. Highlight the pattern that says A. Just color over it. There you go. Right. So what spelling is that one?
A-Y.
A-Y. Is blay a real word or a silly word?
A silly word.
Put it in the silly word pile. Let's try this one.
Tray.
Tray. Is tray a real word or a silly word?
A real word.
Where's the word, or where's the pattern for the A?
A-Y.
A-Y again. All right, so it's going to go in the real world side, or real word side. Okay. Let's see. How about this one? It has some more letters. We've got some blends here. I heard you say, and I saw you get your mouth ready for the TH, but then I heard you say there. So I think what you're doing is guessing again instead of sticking with the sound. So try again. You've got this sound. How about we try blocking some of the sounds like we practiced? I'll block them for you on this word, but if you get to another one that you're stuck on like this, I want to see you try to block them, okay? How about just this sound? How about just this sound? How about this by itself? What word would that be?
Ray.
It would be ray. Add that to the beginning now. Does this seem like it's a real word or a silly word? A silly word. This one's a little trickier because we're putting a blend together with the R, but this is a blend we might find. We might see THR on some other words. So go ahead and, well, let me finish the word first. It's ray, ray. Can you put that together? Ray. Now put it into one sound.
Gray.
Or, I'm sorry, put it into one word.
Gray.
Thray. Thray. So you've already figured out that that's a silly word. What's the long A sound pattern in that word?
A-Y.
A-Y. Highlight that. And figure out where it goes on your word sort. Silly words. Okay. How about, let's do this one.
J.
Jake. Jake. Is that a real word or a silly word?
A real word.
A real word? Can you use this in a sentence for me?
Me and Jake play at the park.
Oh, like a friend's name, Jake? Yeah, you know what? It sounds like a real word. It sounds like a name. But if it was a name, what would that J have to be? So we know it's not really a name. So does that make it a real word or a silly word?
Silly word?
A silly word. If it was a capital J, and actually the name Jake is usually spelled differently, but where do you see the long A pattern in that word?
A-I.
A-I. Can you highlight that? All right. And put it where it belongs. We're going to do another one.
Pale.
You didn't even have to chunk that one out, did you? Ale. Can you tell me the AI pattern? I just told you the answer. I almost said the A pattern. What is it?
A-I.
Highlight it and put it where it belongs. And we can move a little more quickly through these. As you know them, we'll just highlight them and put them where they belong. How about this one?
Gray.
Gray. I heard the gr. You got ready as soon as you saw that blend. I heard the A. Gray, but you left off the ending sound. Grain. Where's the A pattern in that word?
A-I.
Highlight the A-I. That long A pattern and grain. Is that a silly word or a real word?
Silly word.
It's a silly word? Okay. What is bread made out of? You don't know?
Mm-hmm.
It's made out of flour. Did you ever hear the story of the little red hen? You didn't hear that one? Well, you make bread out of flour, which is ground up grain. Oh, where should it go now? Yeah, real word. I would like us to keep going until we have at least 4 words in our boxes. So let's try. I'm going to pick one. You want to pick one?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Sound it out. Taxi. I see all the letters for the word taxi, but it looks like you've mixed some of them up. What's the pattern that we've been working on this week?
A-R.
Or on this review?
A-I.
A-I. Okay. What sound is that?
A.
A. Try it. Break it up. Can you use your fingers and do it this time? Break up the sound. There we go. What's that sound? I heard you say t-a-x, but then you said tax. You changed the long A to a short A. Try it again. Cover it up like you did.
Taxi. Taxi.
Taxi. Do you want to hear me do it? I'm going to block it. T-a-x. T-a-x. Can you put that together?
Takes.
Takes. But this doesn't look like how you spell takes, does it? Now, you were closer with the idea of taxi, but we want to remember, if you see AI, what do you say?
A.
A. So, t-aches. Is that a real word or a silly word?
Silly word.
All right, highlight the pattern before you sort it. Let's try, I'm going to pick one since you picked the last one. Oh, these are easy. You're too good for that one. Let's see. How about that one?
A. Cray.
Cray. Is that a real word or a silly word?
Silly.
Silly. highlight your long A sound. How is that long A spelled?
A-Y.
A-Y. All right, put it in the silly word pile. We've got 5 there, so I need to find a real. Do you see a real word in here?
Day.
Touch it. All right, pull it out. You recognize that one right away? What's the A sound spelling?
A-Y.
Highlight that. Put it in your real word pile. How about this one? Can you read that one?
Clay.
Clay. What's the A sound spelling?
A-Y.
A-Y. Highlight it. Put it in the pile. Now, you've got these all sorted out. Okay? You've got your long A's, silly words, real words. Now what I'd like you to do is to make them go down in a row. And I would like to see A-Y's here, A-I's. A-Y, A-I. Can you sort them that way? Let's start with the real words first. Y. Good. How about A-I's from the real words? All right, can you do the same thing with the silly words? Got A-Y, A-I, A-Y, A-I.
Oh, the same. No.
You sorted them exactly the same, and you're right. We did 5 words. We had 3 real words that had what pattern? Spelling pattern.
A-Y.
And 3 silly words that had.
A-Y.
We had 2 real words that had.
A-I.
And 2 silly words that have.
A-I.
All right. Now that you've got these all sorted out, let's take a look at some of the patterns with the AY and the AI. In the real words, where does the AY come on each word? In the beginning, in the middle, or at the end? At the end. How about in the silly words? It's still at the end. Okay. How about in the real words, the AI? Where does that come? Beginning, middle, or end?
Middle.
It does come in the middle. What about the silly words?
Middle.
So what kind of rule do you think there is for spelling with an AI? Where should you always put it?
In the middle.
In the middle. How about spelling with an AY?
In the, at the end.
At the end. All right. You've done a good job with this word sort, and the reason why we kept working on AI and AY sounds is because you did do a very good job improving in this. And you read through it really easily this last time. I've got a similar story. It's not about the same thing, but it's got the exact same kind of words in it. Can you read me the title? Mm-hmm. Bay. 2 really great things you just did, Montrell. This word, instead of guessing, I heard you say A-O and put it all together. So when you're stuck, that was the exact right strategy to do. Break up the sounds you know. You know TR was tr. You knew AI was A, and then you added the L at the end. Bay was one that you kept mixing up last week. And right away you said A, bay. So I like that you're starting to break apart your sounds and really focus on what letters are there. So we're going to start with this page. I know you haven't seen this one yet. If you're really stuck, you can ask me to help block off a word. But I'd love to see you blocking them off some yourself. So get that reading finger ready. Start reading to me. And then if you get stuck on a word, start blocking it off. Mm-hmm.
Day for a hike on the trail. Stay on the main trail and do not stay it. Make it way to say
let's stop there. How did you feel about that page? Do you think that you read it with no mistakes? Maybe with a couple of mistakes? Or you're not sure?
Couple of mistakes.
Can you touch a word that you think you maybe had trouble with? This one? Okay. Can you use your fingers and block off the sounds? Now you've got the word. You said spr, and I like that you put the blend together. First you said sp, then you said spr, a. What word? Spray. So now you've got that word. Is there another word on here that was tricky? Oh, okay. Do you remember the two vowels go walking rule when we were marking sounds? Which one would I cross out? I would cross that out because we just say that. What kind of E do we say? A long or short E? Long. Try just those two sounds now.
E, C.
C. All right. Is there any other words on here? And this was C, spray. What was that word?
Bay.
Bay. You've got that one. Do you want to go back? Was there any more that you need to sound out? I did notice one that was an A pattern. How about this word? Try blocking it off.
Trail.
Trail. All right. All right. Now try to read it again, and we'll see if you can get through this page with no mistakes now that we've went back and gotten some of them.
It is
A what?
fine.
Fine. And remember, when we have one or two mistakes, what's the best thing to do? Yeah, go back and start over.
It is a fine day for a hike on the trail.
Mm-hmm.
They are the main trail, not.
You look like you might have skipped a word here.
It makes its way to see spray bay.
All right, I heard only two mistakes on this page now. Can you point to which one you think was maybe a mistake?
Yeah.
This one. And I noticed that you were using the strategy. You were starting to say the beginning sounds. You were chunking them and blocking them off. But then it looks like you kind of gave up at the end of the word. Can you use your fingers and stick with that word for a minute? Good. You had your mouth ready for that one too. It was str. That's the three consonants together. You know, str. What's the word? Stray. Good. All right, stray. The only other thing that I noticed is just that little oops that you've done before. You skipped a word. So it says, and do not stray. All right, I'm going to read it to you now once, okay? It is a fine day for a hike on the trail. Stay on the main trail and do not stray. It makes its way to Sea Spray Bay. What I'd like you to do right now is think about the A patterns that we highlighted on our word sort. And I would like you to take the yellow marker. Do you still have it? What did I do with the yellow marker? Did we drop it? I did. Oh, I sure did. Could you find some of your AI pattern, or excuse me, your long A patterns, which are what? A-Y and A-I. Sorry. Thank you.
I'm the only one down there, so it's hard for me to get up to
Oh,
the message.
no, definitely. I'm sorry. Thank you. You can go ahead and highlight your sounds there.